morning, everybody. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast. What's happening?
There we go.
It's a weird morning already.
You can just let yourself in, right? Like,
no, I mean, I wasn't getting audio, so yeah. For the last 5 minutes, I've been switching browsers and restarting computers. I couldn't hear a thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Max was talking, so I didn't think it was totally bad, but I couldn't hear it.
He actually had his audio off, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why. Maybe it was just the fact that I was just.
I don't know. I was testing everything, and I've switched 3 headphones already this morning. So it's good to be here. I am excited. Let's roll.
Let's go.
I had played in the championship last night, and we lost. I tell you, and
so I went to the game.
I could have gone to the game. We did watch the game, and it was a good game actually. It went kind of exactly how I expected it to. That I thought it would be close going up, and then if the Sixers won it going away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was mistakes made. You know what I mean? That's like sometimes the other team is better, and just they are. And there's a reason why that they're the 4-time champions. They've won back to back. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and it seems like we always wind up right here. Losing in the championship, but they get home field advantage, and that's why they get it.
Yeah.
So,
would you rather lose in the championship or not make it at all?
Lose in the championship.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like it's even,
Here, I'll put it in football terms. Would you rather be the Bills or the Browns?
That's not fair.
Like the Bills.
I didn't know you went the opposite direction. Like if I've got to be the worst and worst run, like geez, okay.
I would rather not lose in the semifinals.
Yeah,
know. And listen, I mean, I thought about this last night. It's like, first off, I'm a 53-year-old guy. I'm not playing on a court. I'm not playing on a field. This is a championship, throwing a wooden dart onto a cork board. That's and that's how we're playing games here. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat and such like that. We only get so often, so many chances at that little bit of competition.
Yes, sir.
And the fact that these guys have won it 4 times in a row, but have put themselves in a position every year to be the top seed. So not only are they the top seed and winning the championship, you know what I mean? And they've done this the last 4 years. That tells me that they are the best team, in general. And we have been in second place that entire time, and we haven't gotten them. And this is now 4 for 4 for them. Now, next year, we might beat them, and then 4 out of 5, I'm sure, is still not bad.
Well, and, the only way to win is if you're in that game. So, you don't want to lose in the semifinals or miss it altogether or anything. Like anytime you can play for a championship, you take it.
Exactly. And we took our shot. We came out of the gate strong and just didn't close it out. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Mm-hmm.
And we
didn't.
We didn't finish the way we wanted to. We did not finish the way we wanted to.
Yep. Speaking of not finishing the way you want to, my Mariners were killing it. They give up 5 runs in the 9th to lose that game last night. And, they looked pretty solid going into the 9th. They were up 6-2 and decided 8 innings was enough.
I had forgotten about because I was watching the basketball game, and the last time I glanced over at that game, it was 6-2.
Mhm.
All right, but we'll be happy in the morning. So little did I know that you had to watch all the way to the end.
Yeah, no, it's that's actually not the worst lead that I've ever watched the Mariners lose, but
15, were y'all in the Cleveland Indians game, the 15-14 game, or was that
no, so the worst one that I saw us lose, we gave up like 9 runs in the 9th. That was back in the Kingdome days, but but yeah, it was that one was rough because you're like, yeah, we're smashing these guys, and then all of a sudden you're
Right.
like, oh, it's batting practice. Shoot.
right? I mean, that's the one thing about baseball. You don't run out of time. I mean, the next batter of the ninth always has a shot, and then it goes. But now you want to make me want to look up that game because I just remember it's like a Sunday night baseball game, and I felt like it was the Indians and Mariners, but I don't know the other team. And I feel like it was a double-digit lead to start.
If there was a rough beat, the Mariners were on the wrong side of a bunch of those. So,
so it could have been any time.
It really could have. I mean, the first unassisted triple play that I saw was against the Mariners. So, so we got to see a lot of really cool feats, just not with our team, performing.
Not what you wanted to see.
Yeah, I get some of that. I understand. It's hey, the Phillies came out of the gate with their first batter home run, and then proceeded to give up 11 runs.
Oof.
Oh, to the Cubs, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, hey, they lost 10-4 the night before, and now they lost 11. And of course, it was like 11-1, and in the 8th inning, Harper hits a clutch home run. We lost 11.
The game I was talking about was it was the Mariners. So, and back when they were the Indians, so it was 2001. Yeah, they overcame a 12-run deficit to beat them.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah,
it's funny that it happened that year though, because that was their record-setting wins year.
Wow.
So surprising that's the year they just decided not to show up for a game because that was the 116 win season.
Yeah. Well, they were up 14-2 in the 7th, and then they
Yeah, no, that absolutely tracks. Especially in most years. That one's a little surprising, but had it been on either side of that year, you'd been like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Astros get the dub. I think that solidly puts the Mariners in last place in the West. I didn't look this morning, but I'm betting that's the case.
Yeah, actually, you're tied with Houston, so
Oh,
but I mean, you're 8-11. The A's are leading the division at 10-8, so it's not like there's separation.
No.
Yeah,
there's not separation really in the AL, just in general.
Yeah.
You can call it parity, or you can just call it that nobody's playing particularly well.
Right.
Well, and we did have some more playing games.
We did. And Joe, making a bet that actually paid, he bet on Golden State. Although he just said he was going to. I don't know if he actually placed a bet, but so that might be the defining factor. But he was saying that he was taking Golden State, so I thought for sure they were going to lose. But talk about turning it on in the 4th.
Yes.
Like they really came to life. Draymond with some incredibly timely steals, and what Curry was hitting like 60%. So
threes, yeah.
And
even Al Horford turning back the clock, hitting like 3 threes in the 4th.
Exactly.
They were basically like, I just don't want the season to end. So I feel bad for Curry. There was clearly some plays where we're just like, all right, dribble around, pass it, give it right back to him. Like, just take whatever shot you want and we're good. Which he's definitely earned at this, stage.
Oh, yeah.
But Man, that was it. I mean, the three he hit to put him ahead.
He didn't bet.
Joe.
That's why, and that is fair. That is fair. That's because he didn't have the QR code that we're showing you on the screen right now, where you get up to 125% of your first 3 deposits, 10% bet guarantee. Joe, you should just screenshot this thing so that you can make sure that Golden State loses next time.
Yeah, there you go. But the three that he hit to put them ahead, it wasn't even bad defense. There's 2 guys on him, including one 7-footer, and still step back 3. And it's just, okay.
He, you could tell that knee was just not right, though.
He left in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, he was going to be on minutes restriction anyway. Right. But I mean, he was hobbling around. Anytime he didn't have the ball, like he looked rough.
Yeah.
What was his minutes restriction? Because he played 35 minutes.
It was supposed to be 32 going into
it.
But him and like 4 other guys were supposed to be on that. So 32 is what was kind of announced before the game.
But coming down the stretch at the end of the game, they're just like, you're staying out there, buddy. I don't think
they had a choice at that point.
Just throw some tape on it and hope for the best.
Rub some dirt on it. It'll be all right.
Exactly.
Wow. But no, they had announced that before. I mean, it's clear, even if they win the next game, there's not going to be a playoff, series victory, especially not like that. But for a couple nights, it worked.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, you knew whoever was winning was losing the next round anyway.
Yeah. But they still got to get past Phoenix now. They got to go to Phoenix. Yep. But they're not winning the series. But it was good to see. It made for an entertaining game and an entertaining end.
Mm-hmm. Well, it made it worth watching because, I mean, at the end of the third, you're like, yeah, this looks like it's going to get away. They're down 10, and you're like, okay, this thing's falling apart, which you kind of thought it would, right? As soon as you hear Curry's on minutes restriction, you're like, yeah, he makes this whole thing go. Like, that's probably not going to go well. They're down by 10. And then, the fourth quarter comes around, and I mean, that's where you say they won with experience.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think after you took away Kawhi for the Clippers, nobody really knew what they were doing. And Draymond decided to play defense for the whole fourth quarter. So that's when they locked it up. So.
Well, and even when Kawhi came back in, like, he couldn't really do anything. Draymond locked him up really well. Got a couple of key steals. And they just could never get anything going. They went on like a 14-2 run to finish that quarter out, which is, you're not going to win many of those.
Yeah. So it was a fun game. No, Pags is like, all right, are we talking about the Sixers or what, man? What's
I didn't even watch it because I'm going to get a full-length recap.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't really watch much of it either because they had it on Amazon Prime. So, we were at a bar and they didn't realize that they even had Amazon Prime at the bar until the very end of the game. And so,
that is one of the things that, is terrible about all this streaming stuff is some of them are, especially when it's Prime, because Prime doesn't have a commercial version for bars, right? So they didn't really think this all the way through when they're like, we're going to stream sports. And it's like, okay, well, how's that going to work for bars? They're like, oh yeah, those exist. It's like, what are we doing, guys?
Right.
Everybody else has a commercial version that they, give to, sports bars and stuff like that, they charge by the TV and whatever. And Amazon, for whatever reason, hasn't figured out how to make that work yet.
Yeah. And which is surprising considering they do Thursday nights football. Like, you think they would have solved this a long time ago.
Right? That's the thing. We're years into this and they're still like, wait, there's bars? Like,
and bars who are only getting Amazon Prime, because nobody's going to a bar to watch a movie. So the only time a bar will ever have it is these special situations. So
I don't know. I used to go to a bar to watch, like on Monday nights, there was this place called Marita's
I
Cantina.
don't believe this story even when it's starting.
Not only
Marita's
that, this
Cantina.
sounds like the diviest dive bar
I
ever.
mean, to watch a movie.
Well, it would be Monday. It would be movie night on Monday during the summer. Like you would just go there and we'd watch a retro movie. It'd just be like The Highlander.
That's
Oh,
the
different.
only
I'm
one.
talking about you don't have Prime Video to because that's a special situation. I can throw up a DVD or something.
for
You're
sure.
not stopping by on a random Monday night because what are you gonna do? Say, hey guys, I missed the first half. Can we rewind it? Start the show over? Like nobody's going.
Not only that, but I can feel how sticky the floor is there from here.
It was actually a great bar.
Well, most of the dive bars are, but
Yes.
they tend to be my favorite place to go.
That's why I live above one. It's like it's perfect.
That being said, there are some things that when you walk in one, your feet are gonna, get that to the floor, and they are not a health code champion.
Maybe that's the reason why it closed.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a long time ago, though.
But your Sixers did win advance to play the Celtics. Yep. So
and I tell you, if for anything else, like I'm a fan of the Sixers as a team. I'm not a fan of ownership.
Right.
So in spite of ownership, I am going to be rooting on the team. And for both these Philadelphia teams, they are playing in series against their bitter rival. So Sixers, Celtics, Penguins, Flyers, those are like monster rivalries.
Right.
So this is like rivalry month.
Yeah.
For the Philadelphia teams. And it should be a great, it should be a good series. I don't think that the Sixers are really going to be able to compete against the Celtics.
Not without Embiid. Yeah. Embiid plays really well against the Celtics, but not having him, you're just undermanned, because now your strength kind of plays into their strength on the wings. But Embiid plays really well against the Celtics, and
they're all healthy right now. So it's like that's the other thing. It's I would say that I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Celtics in 5, maybe 6 if we're lucky.
Right.
If it goes to 7 games, I would say I would hedge more to the Sixers, because if it makes it to a game 7, the Celtics should be scared. Yeah. I don't care that it's happening in Boston, because it's too much. There's no need for you to have 7 games, game 7 in this series. Yeah. Just my opinion. I mean, I figured that it's got to be almost a 2-1 or a 3-1.
Odds, yeah.
Yeah, odds for the Six against the Sixers here. But like I said, you go to game 7, anything is possible. Yep. And I mean, I'd be all for it. I just I don't see the Sixers.
Yeah.
Even if Embiid comes back in the second series, or towards the end of this series, that I just don't see it being enough for them to be able to go to beat the Celtics and then beat the Pistons at one point and then win the championship.
Yeah. I think for y'all, you got to decide, like, what does the future look like? What is going on with Joel Embiid? Because with him and playing this, you'll never be bad enough to get a great draft pick, but you'll never be good enough to win the whole thing, because you're tied to a guy that you absolutely have no idea when he's playing. And yeah, Mom, you're right. That will be.
Oh, yeah.
And the hard part about that is that he gets paid so much money and he's hurt so often. And like, what do you have to do to get rid of the contract? Like, if you want to be able to give him to a team that could utilize him right now, where you're going to get maybe a couple of lesser players, and then draft picks, but I would say those draft picks have to be deep into the future, where you're getting like you're going to get 3 number ones. But if, like, for instance, if you're trading him for next year, you're going to get a number one in 29, 31, and 33.
I think the problem is I'm not trading 3 number ones for him.
That's what I was thinking.
Having no idea. And look, he makes $57 million next year. And
Right.
the year after, he makes $62 million.
Right.
That's a lot to pay for a guy that you're thinking. I mean, the one year that he made the games restriction to win MVP, he was hurt for the playoffs because he had pushed his body so much.
But I look at this as you are mortgaging your far future to get somebody who you think might put you over the hump.
Yeah, but does he put you over the hump? Like, that's the thing. I'm not giving up for 3 number ones for a guy that's hurt all the time that I don't know does put us over the top.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, like, is he putting me over the top for the regular season? Because I can't count on him for the whole playoffs. Like, talent-wise, you are talking about a top 5, top 10 guy when healthy. Yeah. Absolutely. So I get where we're going with it, but plus also think about this with the draft picks at a $57 million. I've got to give up a couple players or something to fill out this salary too. So that's a huge package for a guy who's under 60 games every year and missing the playoffs every other year.
Yeah, I mean, he makes me think of AD, right? You're just like, oh yeah, when he's flashing, you're like, unbelievable talent. But you're like, but when the playoffs come, he's not going to be around. Yeah. I mean, it took AD a COVID year where he got to sit for 3 months to be healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah. Think about the Sixers next year if y'all had $57 million to spend on anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a scary team. You're already wing heavy. Get a couple bigs down there. You don't have to have a superstar big because you've got great talent at the guard and forward positions. Mm-hmm. So you just need
I think we could still do a little bit better at the forward. I think, it's a shame the power forward has really disappeared in this game.
Yeah.
That used to be such a thing, and now it's not a thing anymore. Right. You are 100% correct. Availability is the best ability. That being said, as I think about this, and I think about teams that could possibly be thinking along the lines as somebody who could possibly use an MB type of person who might have the type of cap space and could have Embiid be one of the teams that like one of the players who could get them over a hump. Houston is the first team that comes to mind. Like Houston. Now, is Houston willing to give up that much? I can't answer that question. Yeah. But if you're taking a couple of B players and you are putting the first round picks so far in the future, like they have a young enough team where they're going to need some extra help to get over OKC. They absolutely do. They don't have the manpower right now. So they would absolutely have to do something to do that. And if you put the first round picks and you cap protect them. So top 5 picks, no bueno. You know what I mean? Like those are, it's make it so that they never get your, like if you get a top 3 pick, you're keeping that top 3 pick. So I think that there is something that could be done.
Yeah.
But it takes a special type of team like that has all of that criteria. When I think of the East, you could maybe say the same thing about Cleveland.
Cleveland. But Cleveland has like 3 bigs already, so that wouldn't be their issue.
Well, no, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like you could get one of those bigs back, and maybe a forward, and like a 12th man, and 3 first round picks. I think Cleveland has a few extra picks in the first round.
I don't know. If I'm a GM, I'm not.
Yeah, there's just no way
that kind of haul for a
guy.
I
trade for him, and he misses the playoffs like the next 2 years. Like I'm losing my job.
100%. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I can't give up that kind of volume for a guy I can't trust to be on the floor.
Yeah. And then with that
you're not
contract,
losing your job, by the way, because
They
not in the NBA. The NBA is like
that's true.
the most secure jobs in the planet.
They're like, oh, you suck at your job. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. But no, and well, with that contract, 120 million over the next 2 years, and then a player option in the third year, which, if he's hobbling around, I'm sure he's going to exercise.
Of course.
So you're stuck with $180 million of Joel Embiid for the next 3 years. And, again, the talent is there.
A man can dream, can he not?
I feel you. If I was in your spot, I'd be saying the same thing. Like, is there any way? Because you have a good young core over there, and you've got some good pieces. And the East, you can always compete in the East. Boston will fall off here in a couple of years when they have to start paying a couple more people, or even if they're competitive. There's not many teams in the East that you fear year to year.
Yeah,
it's there.
See, the problem with dreaming here is his contract is Freddy Krueger in the shadows.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
And I laugh because the Knicks again nixed it up. The Knicks and the Mets, like they were very close, and they got rid of the one guy who I thought would have put them over the top. And they sent him out to Minnesota. Like they got the whole Villanova team, and they did. DiVincenzo is like the heart of all that. Like I understand that he's not the most not the best talented guy, but there were so many other guys that you could have gotten rid of rather than DiVincenzo. And the moment they lost DiVincenzo, they have not been able to replace what he brought in terms of the energy to that team.
Yeah.
And it don't matter that you have Towns. You know what I mean? It didn't matter that you got what you got back. You gave up the heart, because he's got it. Like he's got that bit.
Yeah.
So,
and the problem now for them is your two best players don't play defense enough to want to play them on the court. So you gave up DiVincenzo, a guy that even when he's not hitting, like you say, he's a bulldog. He's going to fight. And now you've got a smaller guard and then Cat who doesn't play defense. And so now there's times where you're just not getting stops.
So. But not only that, like not only is he the bulldog, but he was also the guy, yo, get him, go. Like he was forcing the other guys to play defense. It was like he was a good field general. He was making sure that everybody was in the right spots to play defense. And it's a shame. Well, it's not a shame because it's the Knicks. You know what I mean? I don't care about them. But and now Minnesota is is always going to be Minnesota anyways. But
yeah. Well, the Rudy Gobert trade, and see, that's another one. You traded 4 first rounders plus a swap for him, and you've made the conference finals, but it feels like in spite of him, not because of him, because he's a regular season defensive, MVP, and then a liability in the playoffs. It feels like every time. So,
right, and the other thing that is like, we're talking how it would be ridiculous for a team to pay that much for Embiid. We're saying that, the three of us.
Yes.
These ridiculous trades are made all the time in the NBA. The NBA is like the one thing where you're just like, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, just because it happens doesn't mean it's smart.
I get it all the time, but I think that it's part of the old boys network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's that there are certain decisions that get made that just you're like when Paul George came here, I understand Paul George back 8 years ago was a great name, and he gets flashes of that brilliance. Somebody told me last night on my team and said, hey, I like this bet. Paul George for points and assists, 30. And I'm like, no, that's a bad bet. I would go under. I like 20 points. And I'm like, no, under. under 20 points, because he comes up small in playoffs.
Yeah, 6 for 16 shooting last night. So yeah.
So I was right on both accounts when they told me these things, and I'm like, come on, guys, this is you should know this. You should know this. You know what I would bet? I'd bet over 26 points, Maxey.
Yeah,
that's what I would take.
Yeah,
32 points or 32 points and assists over 32. Yes, I would do that. VJ Edgecombe over 15 or 16 points. Yes. That's a good bet.
Yeah.
Because those are the guys that are going to carry, especially in these games.
Yeah. That's why I say a shift is needed. If you can't count on Embiid, it's time to move away from that however you can. Turn the team over to Maxey and just get complimentary players for him.
Well, Maxey, it's Maxey's team.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely Maxey's team, and it doesn't matter whether Embiid's there or not. Does it flow through Embiid more when he's there? Yes, because he is still there. You know what I mean? It's like he still does put up baskets. He still scores at a good clips. So you got to consider him when he is on the court. It's when he's not on the court that it actually, I feel like that the offense runs a little bit more flowing, because he is how do I put this? I feel like he's a clogged artery that works really well. You know what I mean? That he takes those shots all the time, and it's just like, where it flows, he clogs up the flow, takes the shot, and still 50% of the time he's making it.
Mm-hmm.
But the flow isn't the same flow.
Yeah.
So, and that's why it sounds so funny that I say it like that, but it's.
Yeah, it just means they're not as cohesive with him in the lineup. I mean,
correct.
You can still win that way. It just doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
And I liked, Paul George came out when he had his nice rest and came out on fire. And I said at that point, after 2 games where he was absolutely on fire, I'm like, ouch, my ear hurts a lot. Can't play today.
Yeah.
Until playoffs, and get him back fresh again. Like give him a couple of weeks off. Give him that time that maybe he could come out and play real basketball in the playoffs. The same thing with Embiid. You're hoping that, I know it's appendicitis and he's got to get over that. And, I wish him all the best in that recovery. I hope the rest works for the rest of the body. Get the stem cells, take the extra vitamins and stuff like that. Make sure those vitamins don't have anything in it that you are going to get banned for.
Yes.
And come back ready to go.
Yeah.
So that
if the bad.
If you're going to possibly beat the Celtics, if we got any chance of winning a championship, you're going to need Embiid.
Yeah. No, let him get banned. Dang, Donna.
Dang.
The problem is, Donna, if he gets banned, we still got to pay him.
It
doesn't change anything.
I mean, you're gonna have to pay him regardless. Ain't nobody taking him. But
I will say, I was just clicking over on an article. So somebody said the same thing as you did. A bunch of it, like they traded for Anthony Davis, a bunch of expirings and future firsts.
Yeah, but how well did that work? Like, you have a blueprint of how awesome that wasn't.
Yeah.
Right, but Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis is a good rebounder and defender. You knew that you weren't going to get. You were getting him for the 15, 16 rebounds, not the 10 points.
Right.
Well, the thing is he would have flashes of where he could actually score. And so everybody was excited about him on what he could be and not what he was. right? Also, the fact that he could never just step up and be the leader. Like if he got to just be a guy on the team, he was fine. Still injury prone, but kind of like KD, right? If he doesn't have to be the leader, dude balls out. As soon as he has to be the guy, it falls apart. And AD was that same guy.
Yeah.
You add injury prone to it, and it was just like, oh yeah, this is awful. So
I used to make that argument with Lakers fans all the time. Sorry, I was getting excited. They think that AD is a superstar, and I said a superstar can carry your team. Exactly. AD could not carry any of those New Orleans teams. Like, oh, he never had that great talent. Well, your second best player was Drew Holiday. He's already won a couple titles. So what are we talking about here? You could never carry them in all your years. I think just one playoff series. A superstar will get you one at least somewhere. Yeah. And it's okay to be a star, but he was just always better as the second best player. People take it as an insult if you take, oh, he'll never be the best player on a championship team. That's not an insult if you're going to be the second best, Yeah. Scottie Pippen was one of the best Robins of all time. Man, still a Hall of Famer, in the top 50. But some guys
that ring is still pretty sweet.
You know what I'm saying? So
all six of them.
Yeah. So people take that as an insult. But if somebody was like right now, hey, you can be the second best person on coast to coast, I'd be like, great, but everybody aspires to something.
I mean, I would set the bar a little higher than that, but
baby steps. We gotta work our way up to something. So
I don't know that there's a best player on this show. Man,
it always reminds me of the show, the movie you watched, The Way of the Gun, and one of the kidnappers in there is talking to the guys trying to get the girl back, and he goes, "Are you the brains of this operation, or is he?" And he goes, "Tell you the truth, this isn't really a brain sort of operation."
Yeah, this show resembles that.
Yeah. Yeah, Don, I think we're nuts too, so it works.
Yeah, see, there you go. We're all nuts.
That's what makes us a good team.
Exactly. Man.
Anyways, so we are getting ready to have the NHL drop the playoff schedule. I really wish, I think there are 2 games tonight, and I wish that they would just drop this thing, and I would know exactly what my life is going to be like. It's literally I guess there's 1, 2, 3,
there's
4,
6 games
5
tonight.
Yeah.
But how many of them matter to anything? Because you said everything is set, right? So it's just
all the teams are in. There might be somebody that could jockey position tonight, but I don't think so. I think it's actually pretty much locked in.
Yeah, so I think let me make sure that these.
I know our game doesn't matter,
right?
They're about to get ran over by Colorado.
Okay. It says
these are all
Oilers
West
and
games.
the Kings. Yeah, the Oilers and the Kings, the Ducks, the Bruins and Senators fight for wild card spots. So I guess it looks like several. So you said, they're in. It's just jockeying for
exactly
right.
Yeah.
So the Kings could move up to the number 3 spot or the 2 spot, depending on how the Oilers and the Ducks end. Are the Oilers and Ducks playing each other?
Not sure. Hold on.
Let me see. That would make it really.
The
Oilers are playing the Canucks. The Ducks are playing the Predators, and the Kings are playing the Flames. So nobody's playing anybody that's going to make this any easier. So with a loss by, with a 2-point loss, with a 0-3, not a 3-point game, the Kings could move all the way up to the number 2 spot.
Yeah.
But that's it. And then everybody would move down. If Edmonton wins, they have the number 2 spot, and then you could fight for the number 3. Mm-hmm. And of course, these games are super late at night because it's all West Coast stuff. So it's like, we're not going to know until thank God the last game of the season is the Seattle and Colorado has no bearing on the
On anything.
world.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Colorado is solidly in, and the Kraken are definitely going to lose tonight because not only are they playing terribly, they have four guys injured going to miss this game.
Yeah.
So
even worse, they say that game doesn't even affect your draft position. So it's like no matter what you do in this game,
yeah.
Colorado's set and you're set at 6 on the draft. So it's
there's nothing to play for here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even say pride because they've been stinking it up since the
right.
Olympic break. So right. I mean, you can't even be like, oh, let's finish on a high note. It's like, yeah, that ship sailed. Like you are playing the recorder poorly.
This is you're on the golf course already, as they say.
Oh yeah. Like I'm hoping they brought up some kids to dump out there.
They should have. This should be rookie time, anyways. And as it should have been the moment that you got beat out of the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, you only would have had a couple of games left anyway, but so it's not like you're gonna glean a whole lot from it. But at the same time, what else are you doing?
So in my opinion, I understand that your goalies didn't get you there this season. So I would absolutely bring up your AHL or your WHL or whatever it's called out that way, goalie.
So the thing is we actually ended up with all of our goalies hurt 2 games ago, and so we did bring our rookie out, Kako out, and his opening game was great. He played well, and then the next time out wasn't quite as good. But Grubauer and Decord are both hurt, and so we do have a rookie goalie that they're running out there right now anyway.
Gaia, and I mean, as I'm thinking, the Golden Knights are playing with Carter Hart, so I just saw that you guys got beat 4-1, but I didn't.
Yeah,
listen.
Yes, we did, and it was funny because they struck first, so you're like, okay, maybe they're trying something, and then they just decided, okay, well, I mean, that was good.
That was it. Yeah. He said, bet that the Kraken will lose. I don't even know what's going to happen. You have a game where it doesn't matter to 2 teams. I mean, you don't even know who's going to be on the ice for most of it, or
true. I mean, Colorado could be.
They're resting guys.
Exactly.
They're absolutely resting guys. That's so. And the minus 185 tells me that.
Yeah.
Like for instance, the Oilers, in retrospect, playing against the Canucks, who are one of the worst teams in the league, and the Oilers are still playing for position here, are minus 320.
Right.
So this Colorado Avalanche game is
nothing.
Is one of those games that it's like they're playing their star goalie, their number 1 goalie, which I think is even a mistake, but they're probably doing it just to keep him hot.
Yep.
It's like you're working that hot hand. I mean, let's face it, he's 36 and 6. So it's like he's 6 losses, 6 overtime losses. That's a pretty good record. You want to make sure he stays hot as best as possible.
Yeah. No,
this is a team that struggles to shoot, though. That seems like he's just going to be out there chilling, drinking the water bottle.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
no,
you
this is
wanted to give up 1 goal.
game.
Yeah.
So, but it's just you want your goalie to keep on playing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The Flyers, as I look at it, our goaltending is going to play a really, really, really big part in this, and I think we need to steal game 1. So that means I need Dan Vladar to have a great game to start off and keep it under 2 goals. Like 2 or under, we win. If they get to 3 and 4 goals, it's going to be a hard time for the Flyers in game 1. I think in game 2 and 3, there's a lot more room to play, but game 1 is going to be very closely contested. And, if it becomes a high scoring game, I think that lends itself more towards Pittsburgh for game 1.
No, that makes sense. And Brian, you're right. The Sabres are they're going to be fun to watch postseason here.
A little, yeah.
I
Again,
think it'll be interesting to see.
the hard part for the Sabres is that none of them have been there. So it's a learning curve.
For sure.
You're going to be going up against the Boston Bruins, who do have a lot of people that are savvy to all that.
Mhm.
So I think that's
Well,
going to be
I'm not saying they're going to win at all or anything like that. I just think they're going to be interesting.
Oh, no. I'm hearing exactly what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's just, I think that it's going to be one of those times where Boston won the series 3 out of 4. So
yeah,
Buffalo is going to get, the playoff experience that I wanted the Flyers to get. But interestingly enough, in this setting, they are the Flyers because they haven't been there in so long. They broke the longest NHL streak right now, the active streak, by being in the playoffs this year of 14 years. So 14 years of not being in the playoffs. Congratulations on making it. But you better realize what the playoffs are about. And you got to learn on the fly. And you're learning against a team that is playoff battle tested.
Yeah, that's the more important part because it doesn't matter what happened during the regular season. The Kraken beat the Knights 3 of 4. One of them's in, one of them's not.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I think they lose because of the experience factor for sure. But I think this will be I think it'll be a fun watch. They're going to be amped to be there. They're going to make some mistakes for sure, but I think it'll be a fun series.
Yes, I think there's going to be a lot of fun series. I mean, I'm interested to see the Canadians versus the Lightning. That's a good series to be able to watch. Ultimately, I think that something tells me that the Anaheim Ducks, are not going to win tonight, and that the Kings are going to win tonight. So that you're going to wind up seeing the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. And I like that matchup. I think that the Kings could actually defend against McDavid.
I have a question for this playoffs. As a guy who's probably never watched a full series, okay, what one series, and I know a couple of them aren't set, you were going to say, Herb, you have to watch this entire series, even if you don't watch any other playoff games. What opening round series am I watching?
Flyers, Penguins. And not because I'm a Philadelphia guy. It is out of all of these
just
matchups,
rivalry factor.
That rivalry factor is the big one.
Yeah.
There's no other long-term rivalry that makes sense. That like Utah, like Vegas and Utah could grow into a big rivalry, but it's not yet because it's Vegas that's only been around for 10 years maybe, and Utah that just moved from Phoenix 2 years ago. So that's nothing. You got, like I said, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens is a good series in general and will be very exciting to watch, but doesn't have the flair. Like you pull up playoffs, Flyers versus Penguins, and Google that, you're going to see what happened in 2012, what happened in 2002, I think it was, when they played the 5 overtime game. It's like there's so much history between the Flyers and the Penguins that lead in the playoffs and stuff like that, that this is the premier matchup. This is what ESPN and anybody who's covering hockey playoffs, they're going to focus on those games.
Yeah,
those games will be prime time.
This is Bama Auburn.
Okay.
Right? Like that's what that's going to be. Like it's that kind of rivalry action.
All right, I'm in.
You're gonna see some fights. It's gonna be fun.
And you think about it, like Rick Tocchet's played for both teams. there's a lot of shared people that have gone over down the turnpike
Mhm.
to go from one place to the other. It's just going to be a great series, and the fact that there is playoff hockey in Philadelphia again, I kind of suspect that this is going to give the electricity level like it did for the Phillies in 22, when like the the level of energy going into the stadium is going to be a lot higher than what people are used to.
Right.
And that amount of energy is going to translate on the ice. Now, it's very frustrating that this is happening during draft week. It's so frustrating on my side because I obviously I am torn
Right.
in this spot here. Like I'm willing to go drive, hoping that the game is played on Saturday, and I'm willing to go drive 5 hours, paint it up because I'll have to be painted up before I leave. 5 hours to get there, have my tickets, watch the game, to drive 5 hours back home because I have something that I'm doing on Sunday. If the game's on Sunday, I am I may not even be able to watch it, which will just the hair that I have right here, I'll be pulling out. You know what I mean? It'll be so like it'll be tough. It'll be very, very tough.
Right.
But it is this is what it is. You know what I mean? I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, the schedule is the schedule.
So, but it's going to be fun when we're out in Pittsburgh and we're doing this. And, there's going to be days that unfortunately I'm going to have to miss because I'm going to be doing on the scene stuff with
Yep.
the governor and things like that. So it's, I'll miss a couple of days next week, but I will be on the scene for a couple of those as well.
Very cool.
So you guys will get a good view of the behind the scenes of the NFL draft because I get to take tours and such like that.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
You doing anything on Radio Row while you're there? Or?
So Radio Row is not the same here as it is in for Super Bowl week. So
sure.
So it's not as big of a deal. You'll see a lot more out on the scene reporting is what'll happen. So you'll get every local news station. Obviously, ESPN is going to be coming to cover my event for the poker tournament, which is going to be amazing. And Fox Sports is also supposed to stop by for that. It's I keep hearing rumors that we could have a couple of very special guest players. I can't guarantee it, but it's just like if you feel like stopping by, I'll make room for you.
Yeah.
But it's it's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of schedules, the WNBA camp starts in a couple of days here, and you can tell because teams are really scrambling for their camp rosters.
Right.
So they're just throwing people in the mix. They're like, okay, we just signed 5 people last night because we have to have a certain amount of people to open camp. And so you're seeing teams just signing people that have played or are floating around. They're like, yeah, you'll do. Come to camp.
Fog this mirror.
Pretty much. Yeah. You knew that this, shortened timetable was going to end up impacting, and it just happened that this is what it's going to be, right? Because the camp's open on the 19th, and so again, we're only a few days away. So they're trying to sign as many of these people as they can to have a full camp, because you still have to get these people in your city, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you sign them and then they're just magically there.
Right.
You still have travel days and all of that. So today and tomorrow is really your last chance to fill this thing out and still give these people time to show up to your city. So It's
I'm seeing a lot of 1-year deals out there too. To that point,
yeah,
they're like, look, we don't know if this is going to actually work, but we just need you here. So take our money 1 year. We can all walk away if this is terrible. So
exactly.
I get it. Now,
I think you'll see a flurry of trades because what's happening is that you are creating a huge trade, so player for player type things. It's like, oh, okay, once you're in camp, this is what we're analyzing what talents everybody's got, and then we're going to start to push. Like, oh, you can shoot, but we need rebounding, so we're going to push you over to here and grab this defender. That's what I kind of see.
It's funny because some of the people that are getting signed aren't even necessarily that level. Like the Storm just signed somebody that their stat line was like 3.1 points a game and like a rebound and a half. And, like you're talking like a depth, right? Like last person on the roster kind of person. So yeah, I don't even know if you're necessarily trading a lot of these. Not to say that they're bad, right? Maybe they were just in a situation where they were so far down the depth chart and there was enough talent on the team that 3 points is all the minutes they were getting, right? So, you can't really say that, oh, they're just terrible because, who knows? Situation matters. But
the second backup to Asia Miller is not going to,
Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson, that's what I meant.
Yeah, no, you're just sitting on the bench at that point. You're like, hey, good job, team. All right.
Right. Speaking of them, I saw they signed Trinity Carter to a training camp contract. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, so that's what I'm talking about. Is there are these training camp contracts?
Okay.
So the Storm
signed.
The Storm just signed 5 training camp contracts,
Okay.
and that's why I say these teams are just like, okay,
I got you.
fill it out so that we can run camp.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Good
so
luck. Come out here for a couple of weeks and then bye.
That's the thing, right? Like it's showcase your talent. You may or may not make this team. Maybe you make someone else's. Maybe you go home. Like,
So
it's like the NBA 10-day.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is, basically.
Well, Carter, I mean, she was the number 4 pick in the 2020 draft and like the second best player with the Sky, but the attitude was so bad that nobody signed her for the next year. So that's she played overseas for this whole last year. So that'll be interesting to see if that's humbled her or changed her any. So it's still really young. But other than that, it's just going to be crazy. You're probably not going to know what like a couple weeks into the season, but the season's so short. A couple weeks in it's like a lot of games. So
yeah, I mean, there's only 45 games for the season. So I mean, it's 44, 45, something like that. So yeah, I mean, like any decision you're going to make, it has to happen immediately. And it's not like you get a lot of camp time, right? Like camp opens the 19th. The Storm's first preseason game is the 23rd. Their first home preseason game is the 25th, and then the season opens May 8th. So I mean, like you're just like, oh, okay.
Get to know each other pretty quick,
right? Like that chemistry better be immediate.
Yeah.
But that also means that these camp contracts, they're for a week, right? Because I mean, then the season starts. So a week, 10 days, something like that, and so whatever you're showcasing,
it better be amazing,
right? Like
if I say go get me some water, it better be the best water that I've had.
High quality H2O. On that note, we are going to get out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. If you're listening on the radio, stay tuned for some smooth jazz headed your way. And of course, if you are listening on every other platform, like and subscribe, helps us bring our stuff to you. We'll see y'all tomorrow, everybody.
Peace.